Sagar is my chairman. He is chairman of Electronics and Software Export Promotion Council of India. Mr. Sagar has more than over 60 years of experience. He is a distinguished leader in business transformation, IT and management consulting, currently serving as chairman of CSE, ESC and member of FIO. He has also been part of Executive Council of Computer Society of India, MEET and NASCOM. His expertise in turning around businesses is exemplified by his success in developed cycle division in DCM data systems, the later becoming a case study at IND. He has led ventures such as GCT Software, FTK Israel, CATS, and Skytech. Presently, he runs a BPO focused on medical transcription and legal records management. Beyond business, he has founded Criconet, a platform for remote coaching and live streaming of club matches, cricket matches. He manages a YouTube channel, done with D.A. Sagar, so we all enjoy that. And he's also authored a best-selling management book, which is Failure is Not an Option. So yesterday several people said we should encourage failures. But we go by your philosophy that failure is not an option and we have to succeed. We have with us Mr. Manas Panda. Unfortunately, I don't have Mr. Panda's detailed profile with me. But Mr. Panda happens to be the Special Secretary to Government of Odisha in charge of the Electronics and IT Department. He is leading this department and is an old friend of Council. The biggest introduction that I can give is that Mr. Panda is an old friend of the Council. And we have been associating with Odisha for a number of years for INDIASOFT. And I'm really glad that in this Silver Jubilee edition of INDIASOFT, once again Odisha government is with us. With these words, I welcome you once again, Mr. Meena. Friends, Mr. Shivraj Meena is here. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. Mr. Shivraj Meena is Director IT Government of Puducherry, and he has been working with me in the department for about 2 years. Without losing any time, we'll move ahead. Sir, it's over to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry we are starting a bit late. Because they have a very good excuse generally, Delhi traffic. Right? So we blame it on Delhi traffic and move on. We won't blame it on the hectic day that we all had yesterday. Okay? Now, today is a very interesting subject. We're looking at how the states are going to get ready using IT in the year 2047. And when everybody looks at this, when I get asked questions about 2047 by the ministry, and I said, look, IT is a thing that you cannot forecast. Definitely not so many years ahead. Most of the innovations or the major innovations that have come unforecasted. Not many people have actually forecasted that this is going to happen, and it happened. And a lot of times what was forecasted happened, but not the way it was forecasted. AI is a greatest example of that. It has been forecasted for a lot of years. I myself in my own company anticipated AI coming and said my back office is going to get killed. What are we going to do? And let's do something else. That was 8 years ago, and AI still hasn't come. And whatever we thought will come, that format of AI is not there at all. So, therefore, it's very difficult and also, I think, not very sensible. I'm sorry, not a right word to use, but to forecast technology years ahead. Because technology does not go linearly. Something that goes linearly, you can forecast with reasonable level of. Secondly, electronic also does not, IT also does not grow within by itself. It comes jumping from all over the place. I mean, for example, if you look at the think they're staring in our face today. The biggest automobile company is an IT company. Would ever anybody forecast that the biggest IT company or the biggest taxi company will be an auto software company? We never thought. I'm sure people in Infosys never thought that one day they will be running cars. So therefore, technology itself is going all over the place. So what I guess we need to look at is what do we want to achieve? What is the objective of us in 1947? What do we want to achieve in terms of providing for the citizens, for the members of the community, for the industry, or whatever, so that general happiness, enjoyment, health of the citizens. With those opening remarks, I'd like to get, I'm sure that all of you are more keen to hear the two speakers. I definitely am. So I'd like to start with Mr. Panda and say, okay, look, he's been with the IT for a very, very long time. In fact, my very close friend, he started my IT years back. I don't even remember when. He was his earlier colleague, was state colleague. So therefore, can I request Mr. Panda to please give his views. What we'll have Mr. Panda giving views for 10 minutes, and then we'll get Mr. Meena giving his views. And we have got two different states. Orissa, a big populated state, right? The mainstream, and we've got Puducherry, small state, not in the mainstream, but also doing very well. So two different growth paths for two different types of states, and very interesting to compare. So let's start with Mr. Panda. Oh, you do so. Yeah, sure.
Very good morning. V. Sagar, Chairman EXPO.
In India, the biggest unifying factor across regions, across languages, across age is cricket. So we created a social site for cricket lovers.
Currently working as Secretary to Government Electricity Department from the Odisha. In addition, charge of Managing Director OCAC, which is a technical directorate of the IT Department of Government of Odisha. In fact, Mr. Sagar was mentioning about his old friend. He was the founding chairman of that organization, Mr. Pani. So, I am a technocrat. My background is I served almost 30 years with DOE as well as SCBI in different capacity. Came to the state government on deputation 2 years back, creating policies, drafting policies, creating the right kind of environment for the startup, for the entrepreneurs, for the IT company, getting investment to the states with support of my senior colleagues and all. So I must thank INDIASOFT for giving Odisha an opportunity to speak about its vision of development of technological innovation, development of IT and electronic ecosystem within the state of Odisha, and how each and every state can contribute to the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister when we are going to celebrate our 100 years of independence. As you mentioned, India is a rapidly developing country. All the states are making significant contribution in this national transformation journey, including the state of Odisha, which has contributed immensely in this growth path. It's a state which has come a long way and has diversified from being India's metal and mining powerhouse to a variety of sectors like IT, textile, tourism, pharmaceutical, and so on. I have got a small presentation, so hope it is visible to everyone. So Odisha is a state home to almost 45 million of people. It's the 8th largest state in India, having almost 5% of India's total area, and the GSDP of the state is continuously growing in a positive trend, and the contribution to GSDA, the industry contributed 43%, the service sector contributed 36%, and rest agriculture and other sectors. And because of its rich in mineral and metal and other sectors, we could able to receive large number of investment, around 60 billion US investment in last 23-24 financial year. Recently we concluded Utkarsh Odisha Invest Odisha Summit. In the IT department itself, we have received almost 20,000 crore investment in state of Odisha, which includes IT services, electronics manufacturing, data center, and in many other technological verticals. So it's a power surplus state. We have got installed capacity of 20,000 megawatt, and another 15,000 megawatt power. It is, we are getting it installed very soon. It's a water surplus state also, which is very, very important parameter for an electronics industry particularly. If you look at 11% of the India's water that has been stored to the state of Odisha. It's a revenue surplus state and very, very fiscally healthy state as per the report of recently released report by NITI Aayog. We've got the connectivity, road network, the digital network, the air network. We've got very excellent network, including 5 airports, including 1 international airport in Bhubaneswar, 3 major seaports. One of that is Paradip, which is very, very advanced and modern seaport and very busy, one of the busiest seaport in the eastern part of the country. So it is the gateway to the market of Eastern India and East Asia. The state is having very progressive policies, which includes the industrial policy, the MSME policy, startup policy. Within our department, we have got IT policy, we have electronics policy, we have got data center policy. We are coming with the data security, cyber security policy. We are coming with GCC policy, AI policy, and so on and so forth. We are not only coming with policies, we are continuously upgrading this policy. This policy, what I mentioned, we launched 2-3 years back. Again, we are in the process of coming with the new and advanced version of this policy, because we are continuously in touch with the industry leaders, industry association, industry bodies, taking their feedbacks and upgrading our policies. So being the state, one of the best fiscally managed state, it means a lot, and revenue surplus state as well. While we are drafting the policy and whatever incentives are committed within the policy, we are able to deliver that. We are able to disburse those policies, whatever committed to the industry. That is the beauty of these state policies. So all these things if we go back 20-25 years back, the state was known as fiscal state to become a financial state, revenue surplus state. It's a long journey. So this slide talks about the transformation journey of the state. As far as the economic, industrial and social transformation, we have achieved phenomenal progress over the time, maybe last 1 decade or 2 decades. Our per capita income has considerably closed the gap with the national average. If you look at this slide, in 11 and 12, the gap from the state and national was 24%, which got reduced to 12% in 23-24. It was almost 40% to 20 years back. Similarly, the GSDP growth rate, it is constantly more than the national average. Go to the next slide. So again, we are always a major producer of the metal and mineral, what I mentioned earlier. Over the time, the state has become India's biggest mineral and production house. If you look at the percentage of the mineral production and share of Odisha, it has increased by 3.52% over the last 12 years. When we were contributed around 12%, now we are contributing almost 42% of the national mineral production. So, in the right hand side, in terms of metal production, we are the number one in steel and aluminum. In terms of mineral resources, we are number one in chromite, we are number one in bauxite, we are number one in iron ore, we are number one in manganese, we are number three in manganese ore. So, these are one of the factors bringing Odisha to an international map and to become a strong revenue surplus region. Again, I think it's visible or it may be blocked. So from transformation rural road to radical improvement in various health indices, we are making phenomenal progress as well. Our approach to disaster management has received international acclaim. We have also emerged as a sports capital. If you Google the sports capital of India, it will come as Bhubaneswar. That is because we have invested a lot. We could able to host back-to-back Hockey World Cup. The stadium, what you are seeing, you are looking at in the slide, I think during 99 Super Central, the stadium was used for a godam for putting all the materials during Super Cyclone in that stadium. Now, complete transformation of stadium. Every day some other events are happening. It has now become one of the best stadium in the country. And we are coming across, the sports infrastructure is getting improved, getting upgraded across the state. So we are into sports, we are into health, we are into education, we are into technology. So this is again a journey of transformation. If you look at the institutional block percentage, so it is more than this national average. While national average is 88%, we start at 92%. In fact, children fully vaccinated also, the state is much ahead than the national average. So there are many instances and lot of effort has been put to bring the state in the race. Go to the next slide. So, what is the vision set for the state? And as you know, the vision for our country, our honorable and visionary Prime Minister has set the vision target to create a Viksit Bharat by 2047. When we are, as I mentioned, we are going to celebrate our 100 years of independence. To complement this vision, our PM, our honorable CM, has set a target to make Odisha a $500 million economy by 2036, when which is the centenary of the state's formation, and 1.5 trillion economy by 2047. As the today's theme of the session suggests, technology will play a critical role in achieving this vision of Viksit Bharat and Viksit Odisha. The state recognizes the importance of the technology and constantly taking various steps, various measures to make Odisha one of the India's most prominent potential technology hub. We have already emerged as a leading IT destination of the eastern part of the country. We are giving more focus to get more product company to not Odisha. As I mentioned, there is already an IT ecosystem developed within the state since almost last 30 years. I don't know whether all of you are aware of that. I was just discussing Mr. Visagar. So, when IT revolution came to the India, a scheme of Government of India formed in the name of Software Technology Park. So, one of the first STP center established within the country, that is at Bhubaneswar. The first three STP centers, that is Bhubaneswar and Pune and Bangalore, was established earlier part of 90s, almost 1991. So since then, the transformation and the IT initiative has been started within the state of Odisha. We have focused more on creating the infrastructure, creating the required talent pool, creating the right kind of environment to work for the industries, for the startup community, ease of doing business in terms of simplifying our policies. That is why we are continuously evolving, that is why we are continuously coming work with upgrading our policies. So we have got almost 1,000 plus acres of land ready to use infrastructure. We are planning to set up, create land bank within the state of Odisha, including Bhubaneswar. We have special economic zones, government IT towers, where we are offering very affordable rate, very affordable price to the IT companies, which is almost $0.25 per square feet per month, which is almost negligible. If compared to anywhere in the country, it is the cheapest rate available for the IT industries. And in our new IT policy, we are coming with some new ideas. It is already under industry consultation. It is already over with NASCOM, help of NASCOM, STK and other associations. ESC was also there. So most likely within 1 or 2 months, the new policy will be in place. So land are available very affordable rate, almost 1/10, less than even that of the market price for the industrial concessional rate. This is the picture of the startup hub, Odisha startup hub. So coming to the electronics ecosystem also, the electronics manufacturing cluster is there, where the electronics companies, they have been given land to start their operation. Couple of them already started their construction activities in recent years, in I think 6-7 months. Before the new government, they have approved three compound semiconductor fab project within the state of Odisha. 2 of them, they have been given land within the state, ENC. One is expected to start their first phase of commercial production before end of this year. So for nurturing the electronic startup, we have set up an electroplant park with the support of MeitY Government of India and STPI. It is established within the STPI premises. And there is also prototyping digital fabrication lab, the Silicon Carbide Research Innovation Center, It is a industry initiated program within IIT. There is a company which is going to set up this semiconductor fab, including ATLP, 6L. They, in collaboration with IIT, setting up this Silicon Carbide Research Innovation Center, where they are coming with some kind of technology, innovating some kind of technology where it can be offlet transfer to different part of the globe. Because semiconductor is something there is no in-house technology available, so we have to depend upon other players for technology transfer. Go to the next slide. So as I mentioned, Odisha is already established itself as a IT destination of the eastern part of the country. If you look at the slide, who's and who's of the industry, IT industry, including IBM, all the MNCs, including the large Indian companies, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, then your Tech Mahindra, everyone, the presence of all the large and smaller industries, they are already there. There is a vibrant software IT ecosystem already present. We have got more than 50,000 resources are working directly in Bhubaneswar. Mostly it is focused within the capital city, and the idea, recent project, what we have approved. In my last slide I have shown, we have got presently 8 STPI centers, which is one of the highest in the country, including these technology companies required, and also the talent pools are available now across the country. So then one is quality of life, the talent pool is very important, and of course the startup ecosystem also, yes, spreading across the world, across each and every nook and corner of this country. Go to the next. This is again Bhubaneswar. It is as per the NASCOM report. I mentioned how we are standing. Next. As I mentioned, we have got all the recognized education universities, the IIT, IIM, everything, all the big, eminent institutions are there. We generate almost more than 1 lakh graduates from almost 200 engineering colleges. The Skill Development Corporation, the DAY2, all these centers, they are responsible to create the required talent resource which is required for the IT industry and the electronics industry. Go next. Next. This is one program we are conceptualized. Recently we got the approval. This is for the startup. Because chip is something which is in the coming years, it is very, very important. So the OC program will offer all 360-degree support to the startup, including mentorship, financing, including access to the tools, access to the infrastructure, access to finance support, research. So this is a program recently we got approved. Next. These are some upcoming policies and initiative of Government of Odisha. So as I mentioned, we are creating tech parks, IT parks, data centers. We have got many data center players already taken land within the state of Odisha. We are getting a good response from different data center players also. And also a cable landing station which is proposed, planned, in principle agreed by Government of Odisha to set up within the state of Odisha at Puri. Then AI policy, again in line with Government of India's AI mission. So we are coming with the AI policy, we are coming with the fintech policy. We recently signed an MOU with Global Fintech Network to start to see how we can establish ourselves as a fintech hub. Then these are some incentives. It is there available in the government website, our IT department in OCAC website. You can go to that. Go next. This it will take more time. So there are the incentive you can always get from our website. And thank you very much once again. I would love to participate in the discussion, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Manaji. Thank you very much. That was a very nice, very exhaustive presentation. In fact, one very staunch supporter of Orissa here, Mr. Ashwin Irak, is also an EC executive member. He's been pressurizing EAC to come to Orissa, and most probably this May we will have an EC meeting in Bhubaneswar. Something I've been also after, let's have a meeting there someday. The next speaker is Mr. Shivraj Meena. He represents the other end of the spectrum, a very small but very different kind of state. We'd like to be interesting to hear from him, Mr. Meena.
Extremely sorry for late actually. I tried to come early, but due to traffic, I already explained daily. So, good morning to everyone. And Sagar sir, Panda sir, Mohi sir, our dignitaries, all many youths. So, Puducherry, what's coming in the mind? What do you think? Liquor, tourist place, go enjoy and chill, correct? So, and some historical things, because all other part of the country, like Britishers and but Puducherry social things, like this Goa also the thing that time. So, but actually, it's a very interesting place, and nowadays tourists, surprisingly last 5 years, taking towards Puducherry. Tourism surprisingly increased actually. We also never expected that. I don't know, maybe the second after the Goa they are thinking anyway. But today, it's pleasure to we hear today talk about something that may surprise many of you. See, Puducherry now, I think can say Pondicherry. Puducherry or earlier Pondicherry. So, French colony structure and spiritual retreats like Auroville, Manakula Vinayagar Temple, Arvindo Ashram, these are the very famous tourist places for Puducherry. Today I want to shift the focus from Puducherry tourism to something even more exciting. Its rise in IT and ITS. So our future, now we are thinking that with parallel tourism, why not think about the ITs and actually the second city of Chennai, so that angle we are thinking. So we can go that historical perspective, Puducherry's legacy in trade and commerce. Know that Puducherry history has always been intertwined with global trade. Back in the 17th century, the French, Dutch and Portuguese saw its potential as a strategic trading hub. The French in particular established their primary colony in India, leveraging its access to Bay of Bengal for commerce with Europe and South Asia. So fast forward today, and the region is still leveraging its strategic location, but in a different way through IT, connectivity, and digital trade, just as spices, textiles, and silk once flowed through its ports today. Software solution, business process outsourcing, and IT services are becoming the new exports. So actually, come to the numbers, Puducherry IT growth, that is very interesting, and I think you may not aware that Puducherry that much is growing in the IT sector, and that is happening. So, see, over 300 IT and ITS firms have set up an operation in Puducherry last decades, and they are contributing significantly in local economy. IT sector in Puducherry contributes nearly 1,200 crores annually, with the approximately growth 10% annually. Employment in IT and ITS has surged over 60% in last 5 years, providing jobs for nearly 50,000 professionals, including software engineers, analysts, and support staff. See, interesting thing that one of my friend who started his tech firm in Bangalore recently relocated his operation in Puducherry. You know why? Because of lower operational cost, a better work-life balance, and growing pool of skilled professionals. So it's not only alone, many IT entrepreneurs are thinking that way, because you can compare that operational cost in Chennai and Bangalore, and we compare with Puducherry. So why Puducherry? We can discussed that what is the region of preferred IT and ITS destination. So some advantage like affordable infrastructure cost saving. That is the main difference compared to Chennai and Bangalore. Office spaces and living costs are 30 to 40% or maybe 50% lower. And companies can operate high quality IT parks without breaking the bank. So talent pool and education issue, that is another advantage. You see, you may not aware, but we are having around total all the four regions, Karikal, Mahai, Yanam and Puducherry. You know, this is the UT in three different states, Yanam, Andhra and Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So, more than 20 engineering colleges and institutions are in Puducherry. If you see that angle, hospitals and colleges are like if you compare per person, area wise, I think maximum in our country, including that NIT or Pondicherry Technical University and Puducherry University, and more than 10,000 engineering graduates pass out every year. So that is a fueling for our new IT industry and IT sector. And the government initiative and IT policies, the Puducherry IT policy is aimed to make it prepared IT and BPO destination with the incentives such as tax breaks and infrastructure development. The tech city projects in the pipeline to attract global IT firms. And connectivity and digital infrastructure, Pondicherry is connected via high-speed optical fiber network ensuring seamless IT operation. It has smart city initiative focusing on Wi-Fi enabled zones, digital governance and e-commerce support. So these are the few things, few advantages you can prepare Puducherry. And now come to that cultural, so it's a multicultural, multilingual and workforce global advantage. Puducherry is unique, multicultural and multilingual workforce makes the ideal hub for IT and ITES companies catering to global market. With a strong French influence, many professionals are fluent in French, English and Tamil along with Hindi, Telugu and Malayalam, enabling seamless communication for international clients. The presence of expertise, international students and diverse culture communities fosters a globalized work environment, making businesses here more adaptable to cross-cultural collaboration. This diversity gives Pondicherry a competitive edge, offering a skilled, globally ready workforce in cost-effective setting. So, you can say sometimes I am from Rajasthan and I am working in Puducherry, but I am liking much more. Nowadays, it's like you can say all the second city of Puducherry, Chennai, I told so many North Indians are in Puducherry. Now things started like metros in Puducherry. So another thing we can say a sustainable IT destination, eco-friendly growth in Puducherry. That is very important. I already told that see how we can prepare Puducherry. Pondicherry is emerging as sustainable IT hub, blending technology with environment responsibility. The city promotes green IT parks, solar powered offices and eco-conscious co-working spaces. So the future of IT in Puducherry with all the advantage, what does the future hold? So more MNCs and BPO companies, global giants are expected to set up operations leveraging the low cost high talent ecosystem. Expansion of IT parks, more dedicated tech zones and incubators will emerge. Increased remote works with a relaxed lifestyle. Puducherry is attracting freelancers and remote IT professionals from across the globe, and sustainability in IT growth. Puducherry is a model of eco-friendly tech park, integrating green energy and reducing carbon footprint. So finally we can connect the spiritual connection work-life balance in Puducherry's IT growth. Beyond the aesthetics, there is something truly unique about Puducherry that sets it apart from Bangalore and Chennai, its deep spiritual and wellness culture. Imagine working in an environment where morning yoga by the beach, meditation at Auroville and peaceful traffic-free roads replace the chaotic high-stress lifestyle of the metro cities. Many IT professionals are drawn to Puducherry not just for jobs but for holistic way of the life. The presence of Sri Aurobindo Ashram, Auroville's international community and a slower, more mindful piece of living make it an ideal place for those seeking work-life balance and mental well-being. That is also very important nowadays because nowadays in news there are so many youth in the IT sector having a lot of stress and some cases also happened in Pune and some cities. A software engineer who relocated from Bangalore to Puducherry said this, in Bangalore I spent 3 hours commuting daily. Here I start my day with meditation and a walk on the beach before work. So my productivity has doubled and I feel happier. So definitely we can connect these things with Puducherry. Companies are beginning to recognize that a happier workforce is a more productive workforce. As a result, Puducherry is becoming a tech hub not just for its economic advantage but also for offering a more fulfilling, stress-free lifestyle. Something that's hard to find in metros. So Puducherry is proving that the future of IT doesn't have to come at the cost of well-being. It can be perfect blend of technology, tranquility and talent. So my final conclusion beyond the beaches and cafes, ladies and gentlemen, Puducherry is no longer just a tourist paradise. It's rising IT and ITS powerhouse with the rich trade legacy, modern infrastructure and growing talent pool. It is positioning itself as a major player in the Indian digital economy. So next time you think of Puducherry, don't think just picture and sunset, weekends, pubs and French cafes. Imagine a thriving tech city where innovation and global trade converge in the digital era. So Puducherry, I'm telling you the truth, weekends we are not going out. Normally that much crowd coming from Bangalore and Chennai. Last 2-3 years huge. So I want that crowd come permanently. That is our plan. And last 1 year I am director IT. Before that I was in Mahe. So a lot of change we made and now we are trying to catch up some developed state and IT sector in our country like Telangana, Andhra, Karnataka, very nearby our state. Now, after seeing projects in Odisha also, I am thinking, I was not aware much, but as after sir presentation, it's really, they are also progressing much. So we are trying. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you very much, Shivaji. You know, our man in Chennai, ESC person in Chennai, Dennis has been pushing me to come to Puducherry. And I said, Puducherry? Why? Now till I heard Shivraj, I realized there is more to Puducherry than we thought. So maybe we can now get Puducherry to be one of our partner members next year at INDIASOFT. So, and we will try and see how we can do that. Now, I'm sorry we run out of time, but because we had started late, but because we started late, you should not be penalized. So I'm going to allow 2 or 3 questions from the audience. And I request, Julie is not here, the next chairman, I request her indulgence for shooting the mark. Anyone has any questions?
Very nice presentations, both the speakers. So this question is to both of you. See, the IT industry particularly, it doesn't need too much of land or too much of infrastructure. But the fact is that IT industry and the jobs that it creates, it will move anytime. From to Bhavnagar in Gujarat, or it will go to Colombo or say Manila in Philippines or maybe Dubai or something. The question that I'm trying to, what I'm trying to say is that as an IT entrepreneur, if I'm creating more jobs in a state, shouldn't the state government come out with some policy to incentivize? If I take an example, suppose I am running a unit, or let's say, take an example of Ashwini, if I am Patoi in Bhubaneswar, the average bench of the number of employees in my company for the last 3 years was 300. And this year, I have taken it to 325. So for the additional jobs that I have created in the state for the last 1 year, there should be some incentive, maybe in the form of cash incentives instead of.
Your question is very valid. In fact, particularly apart from a couple of Indian IT industry, I am not going to name them. Industry, the IT industry particularly, at present they don't require any kind of land. Now everything is like virtual, in hybrid model, so they don't want to invest, particularly the MNCs or the GCCs of the world, they don't want to invest anything in the land and building. So they are all going with a lease rental model, right? So in the existing policy of the state, which we are going to amend sooner, means we had got the industry consultation meeting. We have invited all the industries on the state of Odisha and we have posted in our website as well. So in the existing policy also there is an incentive to, we call it recruitment assistance. If you recruit per employee, I don't remember the exact number, what is the number, but it's already there. And we are little bit modifying that, making it lucrative in our new policy. And in fact in GCC policy also, see, as you mentioned, there are a lot of ODI people they are working. So if you look at the Bangalore ODI IT professional, the numbers are more than the largest district population of the state, if you count the numbers there. So those kind of, only Bangalore, these kind of professionals are working. So you have to give some kind of incentive to look at the state to come back, to return to home kind of thing. In our GCC policy, my friend Mitra, who is partner E&Y in helping us creating the policy. So in the GCC policy, we kept that provision also, relocation advantage, relocation, some incentive. So we are taking care of that. Also for leasing, as I mentioned, it is $0.25 in government notified IT towers, where all Accenture, Cognizant, IBM, they are all housed. So it is the cheapest in the country. It's 20 rupees per month per square feet. Apart from that, in the new policy, I am not going to disclose, much more lucrative for the leasing. And also we are encouraging the co-working players, service provider, because today someone is coming, so you want immediate space of 100 seats, 200 seats to start with. They don't need to invest their energy in building that infrastructure as well as their time as well. So ready to build infrastructure. Those kind of initiatives are being taken at government level. Thank you.
Actually, sir,
Hello. Yes, sir, this asked about this support from the government. Actually, practically, now all the governments I think thinking that way, because future with IT and we have to support this sector, especially in Pondicherry now. See, we are, we can say, starting phase. So we are now going for IT park, so that land already identified. So we are thinking that angle, how can we give maximum benefit so that the company will come. Otherwise, why you will come? Very simple logic. You are already comfortable with somewhere, Chennai or Bangalore or somewhere outside. What is the benefit you will get in Puducherry? So that angle we are working, and government also very much positive this time. So definitely anyone is coming Puducherry will get better benefit than other place. Okay.
So with my apologies, most of the policies of the states are aimed for the big companies. Now, big companies need different kind of help. But if the industry really wants to go, and if you want to look at the future, every year there are more people being thrown into the job stream Now, how do we absorb those people in the jobs which will be meaningful? How do we create? What you are creating will be, yes, it will take a few IIT people, but they will get jobs anyway. But a lot of your own people, then how do they? The SMEs. The policies should be geared towards SMEs. SMEs requirements are quite different from the large companies. They really don't look for IT parks. They don't look for technology from it. They have that. They require mentoring, yes, ease of doing business so that they don't not stranded with all kinds of reports. But most importantly, they look for market access. The biggest problem SMEs have is to find customers. How do they sell? It requires not only technology, it requires also money. Marketing is a very expensive thing. So how do we sell? How do we go into international markets? How do we make strategies? How do we acquire and maintain a customer? Now these are the things that these companies need. And I would request very sincerely governments to start looking at how do we support with these soft skills these SMEs. Because ultimately, unless the SMEs grow, right, you may have a lot of IT going, but you're going to have a lot of unhappy people because jobs will come down rather than go up. SMEs will make the jobs go up. Sorry for the distraction. And just one last question. I know he's waving out to me. So one last question. Anybody has? In that case, let us say gone. In that case, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my two speakers. And as token of appreciation, I'd like to present them. Start with my book, Failure is Not an Option. Sir, I hope. Please. Sorry, you saying?
I think this is something very, very useful for the startup.
Yes. No, even for managers, actually more useful for mid-level managers because it talks about my experiences in over 60 years of working life and where you succeeded, where you had your mud on your face and where you got good bosses, good jobs, bad jobs. It's an experience. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity, it's available on Amazon. Okay, with that, thank you very much.
Sir, before we leave, we have got some mementos for the speakers. Sir.
And thank you very much, audience. It's been a lovely audience. Thank you very much again, and yeah.
Thank you very much, friends. I would request all of you to please give a big round of applause to our teacher and to my chairman. Thank you very much. Friends, we would soon start the next session. I would request all of you to please settle down.
Very gently made, so as a slide, present in my presentation now. ये चेंज करते थे ये कर सकते थे जनरली ये हाँ जी मेरे पास यही है मेरे से डिजिटल बनाना नहीं आता इसलिए हाँ बना के लेकिन मेरा लेक्चर है 3 बजे उस टाइम में ठीक है थैंक यू
May I request all of you to please settle down? We are about to start the next session. The only way to finish a session in time is to start in time, so I request all of you to please settle down so that we may start.